grade 10 class. I'm reading some poems to these grade 10 kids. I picked poems that were powerful and gutsy, but working guys, strong poems. And I'm ready to roll. Got the poems ready. I do the first couple, and the kid says, "Sir, just tell us what it means so we can get on with it." And of course, was that your grade 10? That was my grade 10, 11, 12. Well, we did The Great Gatsby in grade 12. It wasn't great at all, by the way. And I had just seen the Alan Ladd movie of The Great Gatsby. You've seen the Robert Redford one, probably, but I saw the Alan Ladd one. So I wanted to ask my teacher, that's not what I thought Gatsby looked like when I read the book. I thought he looked like, what did you think he looked like? We never asked our teacher anything. We never had a question. We never volunteered. There was zero interaction. Zero interaction in that class. And he had a manual. He had never read that book, I don't think. He had to read the manual. That upset me. He should know about that book. I once went to Las Vegas to a huge conference, and they had a book display bigger than all of St. Catherine's. So I went through every book, and guess what? I found 43 manuals for Charlotte's Web. So I was thinking, maybe Charlotte's Web isn't that difficult for you guys. It's about a pig and a spider. I think you could probably handle it. Just a thought. Don't tell me what it means. I love Zits. Do you read Zits? Who has a 15-year-old kid at home? 14, 15, 16? Do you? What's the name?
Two. Brendan and Matthew.
Matthew's the boy?
And Brendan.
Brendan. I thought you said Brenda. No, so Brendan. Two boys. And how old are they?
15 and 17.
Give a collective sad sigh. So Zits, you don't need a psychology book. This is who they are. It is exactly who they are. So I have the rough draft all finished, ready to write this paper, and bam, my computer freezes. Lucky for me, my cell phone was handy. Dude, I didn't know it was possible to text message a 10-page paper. It was either that or find a pencil. Now, this is a funny story. You know that boys never have a pencil, don't you? They've never had a pencil in the history of the world. They're never going to have a pencil, so wake up. When you say, get your pencils out, the poor boys have to look on the floor and try to find a piece of lead. And I may be mistaken with this, but I thought this morning that you young men said your pencil was broken. Am I right? I rest my case. We don't do pencils. Relax. We got no pencil case with a picture of Justin on it. We don't have that. Who does here? Oh my God. So along comes the technology, and suddenly boys aren't without writing tools. The technology's there. You can't forget it. It's right there. We are changing their lives. Men have never written as much in the history of the world. Yeah, it's only text messaging, it's only thumb writing. That's right. We will probably have thumb writing rather than keyboarding for the rest of the century. Keyboarding, by the way, was invented by one person who invented all the placement of keys. They don't work very well today, but we can't dare change it because all society uses is one keyboarding system. It wasn't given by God. It was somebody invented it. So we're going to change that keyboarding system. I bought my kid 4 different videotapes of keyboarding so he'd learn the proper method. But the Game Boy was teaching him another method. Now he's the fastest typist I've ever met in my life. He types for me. So I'm not worried about that. But this comic strip just says it all. Did you get through your summer reading list, Jeremy? Get through as in read? Yes, as in read. Read as in look at every page and comprehend its meaning, or read as in flip through the first chapter and a plan to Google a synopsis the night before school starts. I'm just trying to be clear here. And so I'm in Oregon, not Oregon, Oregon, they told me to say it that way, with 3,000 teachers in a big basketball arena, a little friendly group. And I asked them all, how many here cheated on their book report? Every hand goes up. So I say, how many still give book reports? Every hand goes up. I'm in the twilight zone. Why would you give something you know doesn't work? That seems crazy. Why don't you get a summer reading list? It ain't going to motivate no boy, I'll tell you that. Relax. Take it easy. Let the water flow over you. There were 7 boys in the hallway this morning, some kind of team thing. They were pretty good last night, too. I didn't have to complain at all. But I just went and asked them, what are you reading? Because that's what Larry asked you, thinking you'd all read what he reads. Well, I know people in this room who didn't, Larry, and they felt left out. Because we said book, but I said, what are you reading? And that way it can be computer, newspaper, comic, graphic text. It doesn't have to limit us to what you think you want. I know you want all the men to read Danielle Steele, but I found a man who did. Peterborough. Local school trustee. He says to me, I read Danielle Steele. Whatever my wife brings home from the library and puts on the kitchen table, I read it. I love that guy. He's like us. We're here because we know how to do that. We learned to read upside down on the principal's desk to our report. I can do that at a glance. In my doctor's office, I read stuff from 1948, his magazines. I'm reading a recipe that uses lard. I ripped it out. You can't get recipes that use lard anymore. I can read almost anything I want. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Just like this guy, there are text forms I can't read. So you think of a text form you can't read. Oh my God. Who said income tax? Is this somebody's water? Oh, you are the most wonderful human. Mary will give you a prize at the end of the day. So, income tax. You got to meet my guy who works above the Beckers at the mall.
Oh, no, I have someone to do it.
Oh, do you? My guy's amazing. He's got his own calculator. Yeah, well, 40,000. Thanks. That's good. 30,000 to me. Oh, okay. So I can't read that. I can't read the stock market. Everybody on the airplane, they get the Globe and Mail. Well, the stocks are down. I'm going, mine too. I have no idea what his stocks are. Because I drive a rabbit. But the point is, I can't read sheet music. Can you? Some of you can, and you're bragging about it too, madam. So the point is, some of us are, yes?
Building plans?
Building plans. Oh my goodness. I know. That's why women buy a house because of the color of the couches in it. I know it's true. I only say true things. But the point is, there are so many things I can't make sense because I'm illiterate in some text forms because I haven't practiced, been taught, had authentic teaching, haven't had that. I have no interest. That's the big one. My son downloaded sheet music from the computer to learn how to play the guitar. He knows how to play 2 types, those plug-in ones, those non-plug-in ones, all from downloading. So the world's switching. But I know this. The kids who have most success can read the most text forms.